he on? Hello there. Welcome to the Gentleman's Drink. I am Benjamin Barley, and this is my brother,
Alexander Barley.
and we are the Barley Brothers, and we will be tasting some excellent whiskey. Actually, not Scotch this time, whiskey. And what do you have there?
I have a, it's called Wathens. It's a Kentucky bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey. I haven't heard of it before, but it's a single barrel, and the color was great, and it looked pretty tasty.
Yeah,
so.
I actually spotted this on the shelf, and I thought, this is a weird looking bottle, and it didn't look like anything else. It looked a little, like, almost homemade, sort of, like, I don't know, is that the feel you get for that?
Yeah, it had that sort of homey feel, like almost backwoods.
Yeah.
It's like someone just slapped one of their homemade labels on it, but yeah, no, but that a lot of times that means, you know, it'll be pretty tasty. But
and I just got here. This is Crown Royale Reserve. I love Crown Royale. I usually, when I'm at bars, I drink Crown and Coke, and so I figure this is their top of the line, and we'll try it out.
It does come in a bag.
It does come in a bag. We were debating, does it come in a bag? And it comes in a gold bag, son. All right, so we're gonna crack this open right here and see what this kind of looks like. I don't know if you notice, the environment here is a little bit different than what you might usually expect. We're at my dad's house, and as an homage to him, we have a little R2-D2, which will be tasting with us here. And
that's a pretty interesting bottle. It's pretty fancy.
It is fancy. It's not very much in here. What is this? This is 375 milliliters. What is that?
As opposed to this is 750, which is a fifth. So that's about a half a fifth.
And this is 80 proof, and yours is
94 proof. So.
And they were about the same price. Both are about $25, something like that.
26.
So we're gonna crack these open. I like to drink my Scotch neat because I'm a man. And,
I prefer it with one ice cube because I do like my whiskeys a little bit colder, and I did hear once that an ice cube can bring out the aromas and the flavors of a good whiskey. I tried it, and I found that it actually, you know, seems to be the case. At least I've noticed. So.
That is true. That is true. I need to let go of my kind of old-timey ideals of drinking it straight. Because sometimes I do like things with ice cubes, for sure. I mean, the Lafroig, you have to drink that with an ice cube, or else you're crazy.
Which one did you want to do first?
You know what? I want to start off with the Crown, because we know what's going to be with that.
Okay.
So, and you generally don't like Crown, am I correct with that?
Well, I like it okay. It's not my favorite. It tends to be on the sweeter side. So, wow, that's got a great aroma.
It is. I'm hoping it's not going to be super sweet. Crown is kind of sweet, and I'm hoping they just didn't up the sweetness in this. So let's.
All right. Well,
let's give it a shot here.
Here's to
the gentleman. Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that a lot more than Crown.
I also like that a lot more. I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
I am too. This almost reminds me a little bit of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, it's really smooth, and it's almost thick, like which I really like those thick, flavorful whiskeys. And this is a Canadian whiskey, so
this I think is a blend as well.
Yeah, and actually
wow,
I'm pretty impressed so far.
I am very impressed.
One taste, but we'll have another one.
I'm starting to like Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 quite a bit, because I'm liking more whiskeys with a little bit more bite to them, like smooth but still a little bit of a bite. And this has it, and this isn't sweet. I was really scared this is gonna be too sweet, but this is real.
That's a really good mix.
All right, so here we got single ice cube, fresh glasses.
R2.
R2. Oh, let's do R2. He probably loves it. Or whatever he says.
Yes.
Is that what he says? Who knows?
Something like that.
Also, a fine detail of this that I noticed is this is handwritten on here. This is barrel number 791, hand bottled in May 22nd, 2009, and it's signed by Chasky W. Medley or something, or is that?
It might be a Charlie.
That could be Charlie. Chasky's not really a name.
I don't know. I haven't been to Chasky's in my life, but
yeah, I'm already impressed with this. The packaging is where it's at. I like how Crown Royale comes in a bag, A+. Put a cork in that, and you are fucking. You're ready to go, Crown.
You know, a lot of people say the cork doesn't really matter, but it adds a touch of class.
It really does. I mean, listen to the sound. It's like, what is that?
I think I'm screwing a 40 malt liquor.
It's like, no.
This, on the other hand,
this look at that motherfucker. Look at that. Is that real cork?
No, it's not a real cork, but it is a cork.
One more minus point for that, but it is a cork.
It is a cork.
I want to take a...
No, please.
Right.
It's your show, my brother.
Thank you.
The brothers Barley always trying to take each other's.
Yeah. We're both too much of a gentleman here, so I can give you that much.
Oh, it smells like bourbon for sure.
Yeah, this is a bourbon. So, I mean, this isn't a real good taste test. This is a Canadian whiskey versus a bourbon. So
right.
We're just... No, either one will really win, but... I want to taste both of these here. Cheers.
Cheers. Already there's a lot more bite that I've noticed.
Oh yeah, I couldn't take a big swig of that. Anything jump out at you right away?
It's smooth. It's I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if there's some flavors in there that I'm missing, or if
I'm not a big bourbon fan right off the bat, so I feel a little like a jerk because
that's right.
I don't like this. I'm gonna say it right now. I mean, it's...
You know what? It's not my favorite bourbon, but I mean, I'm a big fan of the. I managed to convince you to try the single barrel Jack Daniels on your a few episodes ago, and you didn't like that. You liked it, but it wasn't your favorite.
Yes.
And that's my favorite whiskey, and this is. It almost feels like it's trying too hard. You know, like
that's a great description right there.
It's they want to roll with the big boys, so they put it in a fancy bottle and signed it. They probably have one guy signing everything, and that's his full-time job. But
yeah.
I mean, it's good bourbon. It's got a nice finish. I do like the finish, but I don't think there's enough.
It doesn't taste complex to me.
It really doesn't. It's really from the start to the finish. It's the same.
Yeah, it's. Unfortunately, I would say this is only a step above Johnny Walker Red Label, which is rubbing alcohol.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's single barrel. Come on, Wathens. This is your best of the best.
I don't know. Hopefully, this is their bottom line. I don't know. I've never had any Wathens, but
I mean, you get an A+ for this packaging.
That's great packaging.
I want to like it right off the bat. This is 8 generations, 250 years. It says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
And you know what? This is a bourbon I'd want to put a mixer in.
I could see that.
You know, I wouldn't because this bottle costs around $30, but this is not. No, I'm not impressed.
I don't know. It would be an okay mixing. I don't know what Wathens and Coke.
It sounds a little weird.
Well, Wathens single barrel, please, and Coke. That's a little.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna try that right now, and we're gonna see how it goes.
We do have some Coke.
Yeah, let me get you.
Sorry, I was impressed.
So I'm gonna let you mix this because he's an actual bartender.
I was at one point.
We got a Coke here, Coke and Wathens.
I'm not gonna make them too stiff because, but I usually just like to pour to the top of the ice. And as a bartender, we're taught to just, like, this thing would be overflowing with ice, and that's how we save money. And then, you know, you pour it halfway up the glass, and it looks like you're getting 8 shots of whiskey, when in fact you're getting about a shot and a half, or just a shot even. Well,
cheers.
Let's try it with the mixer.
That's pretty good, actually, as a mixer.
It's not bad. It doesn't.
That wasn't stiff to me at all. That was weak.
It doesn't. This. I don't want to say that this whiskey is bland, but it.
I taste a little vanilla in that.
Yeah, I think it complements the Coke very well. It's.
A little earlier today, my brother and I did a little sparring, a little fisticuffs.
Yeah.
It was quite a lot of fun, actually.
Actually, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was a little worried earlier today because I was under the weather, but
the drinking we did last night was a little heavy.
Yeah, neither of us are used to drinking that much.
Yeah.
And I had a few too many, and
it was fun though. It was way fun.
Yeah. But so I skipped out on some family fun earlier and took a nap. But
quick side note: the day before. We went on a 20-something mile bike ride. Was it 20?
25 miles.
25-mile bicycle ride. Yeah. All Alright, so we're about, I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, we're about 7 or 8 miles on the Chipman Trail, and I'm going to pan over the camera and you should see all these wheat fields we're driving by. It's gorgeous. Get that anywhere else in the gorgeous in the springtime with green too. Alright. We're both in relatively good shape. We thought it'd be nothing big. And by the end of it, we're dying.
Yeah.
Dying. And we're so hungry that we're like, okay, we need to go somewhere. We need to go to Arby's. So we go to Arby's. We both get the same thing, a number 3, which is like the giant, large number 3, a giant burger, curly fries, and a huge fucking burger.
Yeah.
And so we ended up eating that, and unfortunately it didn't digest at all. It was just like a lump in our stomachs.
Just a rock.
Man, it was bad.
And that combined with the drinking really didn't make for a very fun time. So.
Yeah, it was pretty pretty unpleasant on my stomach.
But the sparring was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure I got some rest in. And
because what do you do?
well, the art I've been practicing is Jeet Kune Do, and I'm just starting to get into Jiu-Jitsu. Because ideally, next year or sometime in the future, it'd be fun to compete. But and it's a lot of fun. It's a different style, and I've never really sparred with anybody in a different I guess art form.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, Ben's a really good boxer. He's really good at jiu-jitsu, and he's been doing it a long time, and I wanted to see kind of how I stacked up too. So it was a really good learning experience, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was the same way. I have never sparred with anyone from Jeet Kune Do specifically, and it's kind of funny because
Great.
when we were when we first started shadow boxing or whatever, he almost looks like Bruce Lee a little bit. Like you see a little bit of that style, and I was very impressed. And he took some good shots. He gave some good shots, definitely. I remember specifically throwing a left hook and him completely ducking it. I was very surprised at that. And in general, I was very impressed with the stand-up. The ground could use a little work because he had zero experience on the ground.
Yeah, plus it didn't help that I was just totally gassed by that point. I'm a smoker of 13 years, so which hopefully is going to end very soon. And by that time I was gassed. I really wish I had more experience. So that's part of the reason I'm taking jiu-jitsu.
That's motivation right there. You
Absolutely.
Need to stop smoking. In a year's time, I will come back, and I expect you to outlast me endurance-wise.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I will be taking steroids, so you should be aware of that.
Fair enough.
I fight dirty.
I like it. Actually, Danny did really well, man.
Yeah, my little brother Daniel, who's not here with us, Daniel Barley, he did a little jiu-jitsu with me too, and he was, I guess,
has no experience. But
no experience. His girlfriend's a varsity wrestler, and I guess he picked some of that up. And wrestlers, they just go.
On you like glue the whole time.
Oh yeah, and I was very impressed with Daniel actually.
I was speaking with him afterwards. You were in the shower, I believe, and he was saying, I told him, that was really impressive, Daniel. And he told me, he's like, well, I felt good doing it, and his biggest concern was when he would get into an advantageous position, he didn't know what to do, so he would kind of, I noticed once or twice he actually just sort of rolled over and gave you his back, like he was gonna try a cradle something, I don't know.
Yeah, that's. Well, this has been another episode of The Gentleman's Drink. I am Benjamin Barley.
I'm Alexander Barley.
And good night.
Good night. Here's to you.